Hi, I just want to do a quick tutorial on how I make my small applique shapes using the Applique tools and some other little tools that I have laid out here. So Applique, if you'll notice the little name on the side here, if you can see it. These are really good when you're working with small pieces and your fingers just won't quite work well with them. And I'll show you how I use them the most. I'll also put some links into the description below so you can get to them if you need. I just have a piece of scrap material, and I'm also using one of Lori Holt's Bloom little templates here, her A15. I'm just going to make a few of these so I can make a petal, flower petal. And then I'm using the friction pen, which I love, that goes away when you iron it. And then I have an Applique glue stick here, just any glue stick will work, and then some scissors. Alright, so let's get started. First thing we need to do is actually draw on the fusible backing here, I forgot to mention. This is the Floriani. I'll show you a little piece of paper here. It has the name of it, it's really nice. It's called the No-Show Nylon Mesh Fusible. It's only fusible on one side, so I can draw on the other side. I like using freezer paper as well, but if I'm going to leave it in and I want it to be a little soft, I like to use this. And since it comes in a pretty good size roll, it takes a long time to go through it all, so I don't mind using it. So what I'm going to do is, let me get rid of some of this stuff. I have a sand board on the opposite side of this board that allows me to draw a little bit better. So let me turn this over. And so if I place this on here, and I gotta make sure you get, there's a little shiny side on one side, which is the glue, and the other side's not shiny. And you want to draw on the not shiny side. So I'm just going to lay this here and open up my pen. And again, let me move this over. I think that light's kind of giving you a glare. The sandpaper actually keeps it a little still so it doesn't move around. It works really great with material. So I'm just going to draw around the shape here. It doesn't have to be perfect. And you notice the fuse is not moving very much. It's because of the sandpaper board. And I bought this from Jan Paddock's website. I'll also put a link to it as well. You can make it yourself too if you don't want to spend the money. But I really like this board because I like using the other side when I'm using a glue stick, because then I can just wipe it off. It doesn't matter if the glue gets on it or not. It's easy to clean. And so let's do one more. And I love these little templates. You can make your own templates too. I have some of the plastic. I'm just kind of lazy, and I really liked the Bloom set from Lori Holt, because I like making flowers. So there we go. You can see there I've got 3 shapes. And so I'm done with my pen. So let me put this up. And it's really hard to get it off of this because, like I said, it stays on there really well. We'll flip it back over to the shiny side. Oops. And get this back to where it was. There we go. Alright. So now, let me make sure I have the right side, the shiny side. So you can see that a little bit better now. I've got the 3 like teardrop shapes on there. So what I want to do now is I want to cut those out. So let me grab my scissors. And I'm going to come right on the lines and cut them on the line or just a little bit off. It's up to you. You're the one making your own shapes here. Now once you have your shapes cut out, you're going to want to iron these onto your material. So let me bring back my little block of material here. And bring up my little ironing board. Now, you're going to want to do this on the wrong side of the fabric because you're going to want to leave this on there. So just kind of pick the spots that you want, and you're going to make sure that you have enough of material to do at least like a scant 1/4 inch around it. So when we do the turn, we can have a little bit of material to fold over. So I'm kind of eyeballing this material. It's kind of cool. It's almost like fussy cutting. Maybe I want to put the flower in the center of the flower there. Maybe this one's not going to have any. Just make sure, like I said, I have enough of a scant 1/4. And then maybe I'll have this one about right here. That's kind of cool. I'm going to make sure I got the sticky side down. So there's the glittery side. See that? It's kind of hard to see on the camera, but that's the glittery side. So let's make sure that's down. Just to make sure I get my 1/4 inch in there. Yep. Okay. Get back. And then make sure that's the glittery side too. There we go. So once you have it in the places that you want, then you get your iron. Bring this up a little higher, a little bit easier to see. And iron them down. If you haven't invested in a little small iron for applique, I highly recommend it. And if you'll notice, my markings are going away because it's a friction pin, and so heat takes it off. I'm just kind of not really supposed to wiggle, you're supposed to press, but that's just kind of how I do it. Press it on, make sure it's good and stuck on there. I'll let it cool a little bit. Just like a little hair right there. Go. Alright. I think that's on there pretty good. Alright, so now we're going to get my scissors back. And let's cut this out. Alright. Kind of hard to see, but I am cutting. A scant 1/4 inch. Alright, so there is my 3 shapes. Now, get rid of my little ironing board here. And let's put these back down. My camera time to adjust there. Alright. So now let's bring back our glue stick. I love these glue sticks. Okay. They are water soluble too. I really like this one because it's really bright. So you'll see when I place it down on here that you'll see where the glue is on here. I'm going to go ahead and, now you can do it either on the material or on the stabilizer, it doesn't really matter. I tend to put mine on the material. I'm going to go ahead and start at this little edge here. Alright. So now here comes the best part, which is using the little applique tool here, the Applique. And so I like using this little beveled edge first. It helps to fold this over on the side. So, and the larger end here with the prongs is made to hold it. Now there's little pointy tips on either end that you can use as well. Sometimes this one's really good when you're trying to get into tight spaces where the little bevel won't really fit. But most of the time, this is how I use them. So I hold it down with the forked end, and I just sneak this up underneath here, and then just fold it over. And that stabilizer is just thick enough to grab that and make it into a line right there. Soft enough that it's flexible, but thick enough to be a guide. So you just kind of work it around the corner, and a lot of times I'll take my finger if it doesn't look it's going to press real well and just kind of press it down. And as you see, it's starting to fade a little bit, so the glue is starting to dry. I didn't put enough on there. Don't be skimpy with the glue. Put some more down. I'm going to go ahead and go around this corner. I'm hoping I'll go fast enough. I'll catch it before it dries. So when you come to a corner, the edges are really pretty easy, but these corners you want to go really slow and just take little bites. You know, you don't want to force it too much, but because you'll get little points. And so if you just go kind of slow and you start getting used to where that edge is, then you can feel it. And so as you're going around the corner, it's making that smooth edge. So I go around a little bit more here. I'm just taking little bites at a time around the corner. Let's grab another one here. And as the more you do this, and the more you get comfortable with using the tool and the stabilizer, you'll really feel the differences of where the line is. Alright, so let's get some more glue. Go ahead and place that around that corner. Oops. And then it again around the edge. Just kind of taking little bites of it, laying it down. You don't want to fold too much in. So go ahead and finger press it. Just taking those little bites really helps. Like that spot doesn't seem like it has a lot of glue on it, so I'll just go back and use my glue stick here and put some underneath it. Since I've already done it once, it's already kind of got that line, so I could just press it with my finger. And I'll go down. And then down here on this point, since this is going to be behind like a little center bloom, I'm not too worried about it. So I'll just kind of fold it over like that and get a little bit more glue so it'll stick down when it does lay over. I'll lay that down. You'll see these little sticks, I mean, they are so much easier to use when you have little small places like that. And you get so used to them that it's actually kind of hard to do it without them. And I never really thought I would need something like this. I thought, I could just use my fingers. And then I tried like chopsticks. I was trying to save money. And this really, I was so happy when I bought these. It was kind of a birthday present to myself, and I was very, very happy with them. So, Just kind of folded that down. And so now I can turn this over, and ta-da! And so if you have any like points that are sticking out or something, you can work them back in. But it's quite flexible, so it's not stiff like when you use freezer paper. So it's really flexible, and you don't ever have to remove it. So it can stay in there forever. It's not going to hurt. It can wash. It's really, really soft, so you don't have to worry. But that's how you do that. It makes a cute little flower bud. And then of course you just keep going. So I'm sure you guys don't want to watch me do the rest of them. So there you go.